The Haliban continues its unprecedented attack on markets, big and small, across the country.
I'm here where the devil resides, in Gary, Indiana, talking with all walks of life today, asking, can we stop the Haliban?
Ever since Tyrese Haliburton has been called overrated, he's had himself quite the run. Now, I would like to say first and foremost, although I've never thought Haliburton was trash, I will admit I didn't think he was like that. Now, I've always thought he was nice, but a lot of this crop of new NBA players are nice. I didn't think he was top tier. And to add on, his very start of this season was not very good. He was dabbling in the snow. Now look, where he wants to dabble ain't my business. You gotta take that up with Dr. Umar. But I thought that maybe similar to Zion, it gave the impression that he was not focused. And apparently his peers in the NBA thought so too, because they decided to vote him the most overrated in the league. And like it has been said, he's been dabbling in the snow. He's the Winter Soldier. But calling him the most overrated will actually activate him as if he was the Winter Soldier, because what he will do afterwards, oh boy. And now the playoffs are here, in the first round versus the Bucks. You could already know there's already a shift, because him and Dame was already getting into it. And I bet I know what Dame was thinking. He was thinking, when he gets back from that injury, this is gonna be light work. I mean, well, that's what I was thinking. Well, Dame will end up coming back in game 2, and it didn't amount to much. Not only did it amount to much, Dame will proceed to get injured, and then the Bucks will proceed to go down 3-1 to the Pacers. And in game 5, Gary Trent Jr. will try to bring the Bucks back with a barrage of threes, and was trying to bring this to a game 6. And at one point would even have the Pacers down 7 in overtime. Not only would the Pacers come back, Tyrese would hit the game-winning layup off of a costly turnover by Gary Trent Jr. himself. Gary Trent Jr. was thinking about life. You got Haliburton's dad talking crazy and arguing with Giannis. Out here, Giannis is about to fight the whole Pacers organization, and you got Haliburton celebrating with the crowd. If you are the Bucks, this is just a bad ending to a movie. And this is only the beginning. This next round arrives, and they're up against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I want y'all to take a walk with me here. This Cavs team is a 60-win team, and their only competition was supposed to be the Celtics in the East. They were supposed to be in the finals against OKC. At least that was the projection. This was supposed to be the trajectory of this team, and they proved it in the first round of the playoffs when they went up against the Miami Heat, and they wiped the floor with them. It was not even close. Going into the second round, people were expecting more of the same. Now, it was revealed right before the series started that half of the Cavs core was injured. They were dealing with injuries. So I'm thinking it's all good. Donovan Mitchell just has to go off and they should be good, right? Right? Wrong. They will go down 1-0 to the Pacers. Now, I bet if you're a Cavs fan, you're thinking this may suck, but we got a great game from Donovan Mitchell. Now, all that we need is a great game and the dub at the same time. And in game 2, it looks like we will be getting just that, as we got the great game from Donovan Mitchell. Now, all we need is a dub. And it looks like that's coming, as the Pacers will be down 7 with 57 seconds left. And it looks like it will be all good, right? Everything will be all right for the Cavs as they tie this series 1 apiece, right? The Pacers will come back down 7 with 57 seconds left. And then Tyrese will hit the game-winning 3 to go up 2-1 against the Cavs. And then proceed to hit the big ball celebration to put the nail in the coffin. He needs to be stopped. Wait. They're back. It took y'all long enough. Your team is getting cooked out there. Now with the Cavs core restored, they will go into game 3 and handle their business, blowing the Pacers out the floor and rendering Tyrese Haliburton useless. 4 points. Now we have ourselves a series. Now what the Cavs need to do is tie this series and take this one step at a time. That's what I was expecting going to game 4. What I wasn't expecting was for Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner to lock in at the same time, going off for 20 points and blowing the Cavs off the floor completely. This was the score going into halftime. And now the Cavs find themselves down 3-1. And then Max Strus sent a group text message saying that if you do not believe, don't show up to work. And ended up being the one not to show up. He went 0 for 9. Bro, lead by example. No more text messages for you. If I'm a teammate in the locker room and he sends a text message like that next time and we're down 3-1, I'm kicking him out the group chat. It's over. We don't need that negative energy in these trying times. In the end, the Cavs went down in 5. And the Pacers exposed this team for who they really are. 2015 Atlanta Hawks. The Pacers end up advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. As a New Yorker, I've never in my life seen the New York Knicks have a season like this. I've never in my life seen the Knicks make a playoff run this deep. So when the Knicks beat the Celtics, best believe I was on a high. It was amazing. This was going to become a Knicks channel. The city was prospering because we knew we just needed one more serious win and we would be in the finals. And the team the Knicks has to go through to get there is, what do you know? The team this video is actually about. The Indiana Pacers. A classic rivalry renewed. So here it was, game 1. The Knicks had the entirety of Madison Square Garden behind them. We got New York with the greatest home court advantage of the NBA, no question. And it showed clear as day. The Knicks had the Pacers down by 17 in the 4th at one point. And at another point, they had the Pacers down by 14 with 2 minutes left in the 4th. Alright, so with like a minute left in the 4th quarter, Aaron Nesmith will decide to hit a 3. I'm thinking this is no big deal. He's just here to pad his stats real quick.
A few moments later.
Bro, why are we only up by 2? And they're passing to Haliburton. Oh no. We just need a stop. A stop is all that we need. That's what I was thinking. But Haliburton will go for the shot and he will get that lucky bounce, and then it happened. The Haliban struck, and I have not been the same since. That was one of the most devastating days in New York history. The Knicks were going to put on a hell of a fight, but this loss was so devastating that it dictated the rest of the series. The Knicks never really fully recovered from this, and then they ended up going down in 6 to the Pacers, sending New York home and advancing to the finals to face the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the finals are about to begin, and I'm thinking this is going to be a generational hate watch. And the reason why I'm thinking this is because OKC is a generational team with the MVP in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So I knew at this point the win was not a matter of if, but a matter of when. This was inevitable. And when game 1 started, and as game 1 was going on, it went exactly as I was expecting. OKC was giving them the belt for nearly 40 minutes straight. And this was looking like your typical OKC playoff game. But as this was getting to the end of the 4th quarter down the stretch, this was starting to look like your typical Pacers playoff game. And then the ending comes and OKC is put into position they have not been in since the Denver series. They are put under pressure, and after SGA misses the mid-range with a good look, I might add, with 6 seconds left, the Pacers pass the ball to Haliburton, and I'm thinking this ain't gonna happen again. Ain't no way this happens again. He gets to the spot and hits the mid-range, stealing game 1 in OKC, telling SGA essentially this is how it's done. And then this guy had the nerve to say it was the shoes. No, it's the black magic. I did not believe it before, but I believe it now. People are saying OKC choked, but let's recap. They've done this to the Bucks, the Cavs, the Knicks, and now OKC of all teams is now a victim of this. This is not on OKC. The Pacers are just not normal. I thought after the Knicks series this was going to be it, but now after this is just terrifying. I know what kind of team we're dealing with now, and the Pacers will prove my point again in game 3. As Haliburton will drop a nearly 22-point triple-double to put the Pacers up 2-1 against OKC. And they will have them in a situation they have not been in a while. If you thought this was going to be enough to put away the MVP and OKC in these finals, then you got another thing coming. because although their backs were up against the wall, it will take SGA summoning Scott Foster, J-Dub turning into the next incarnation of Scottie Pippen, and unfortunately, yes, Haliburton catching a calf strain to seemingly put a stop to this run for good, putting the Oklahoma City Thunder up 3-2 and having them one win away from winning the championship. Going into game 6, everyone thought this was the end.
We was just waiting for the Thunder's coronation on that Thursday.
Haliburton looked like he was not going to even play, but game 5 told me everything I needed to know about him.
You were out there.
I mean, it's NBA Finals. It's the finals, man. I've worked my whole life to be here, and I want to be out there to compete. Help my teammates any way I can. I was not great tonight by any means, but it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can walk, then I want to play. So.
And the fact is, he can walk, so he was playing. And after he was confirmed to play in Game 6. At this point, already knew what team we were dealing with. Pascal Siakam will make his final sacrifice, and the objective was clear for the Pacers. Take Game 6 at home.
Haliburton, Siakam, Nesmith, corner 3, bang! Up top, Nimhard hits some threes early, drives, layup, got it! With homeroom right behind him. Haliburton finds his spot, launches, and hits long three-pointer back to throwing those floaters up. Jalen Williams throws it away. Haliburton comes up with it.
Jalen Williams has his pass deflected. Haliburton steals it.
Cross court, Siakam for the slam.
He got it to Siakam, who threw down the right-hand tomahawk. It's a 20.
And after a dominant performance by the Pacers, they will do just that. And they will do something that has not been done in the finals in almost a decade. Force
Game 7.
Tyrese Haliburton has terrorized the East in a way we have not seen since 2018 LeBron. It has been clutch performance after clutch performance after clutch performance. And with his 5th, he has etched his name in history. You see these numbers LeBron and Reggie has? These has been over the course of their careers. Tyrese Haliburton has done this in one playoff run. And at this point, I'm no longer hating. This is respect. I was unfamiliar with his game.
I apologize, and every player who called him overrated should apologize as well.
And with that, I guess everything has come down to this. One game for everything. All or nothing. Game 7. And from the beginning, it looked like we were about to get a legacy game from Haliburton as he would drop 9 points in 7 minutes, giving us the performance of a lifetime to end off this incredible run. And then with 4 minutes left in the first quarter, tragedy struck.
Haliburton's hurt right away when he fell.
Now this is sick. One of the most lovable players in this league.
You're the 2025 NBA champions.
This right here may have surpassed Derrick Rose for the biggest what if in NBA history. And I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna hurt for a while. Because as an NBA fan, it was true I was hating on the Pacers in the beginning of these finals. But after a while, I stopped. And especially for this Game 7, I went into this completely neutral. I was not rooting for anybody. In the purity of competition, I just want to see two teams at their very best. And the team who's better at that given night in Game 7 will come out on top to end off an all-time finals. And for it to end this way just sucks. As for OKC, I will give it to them. No matter how this went down, I do think they still deserve that ring. They've without a doubt earned it. And as for the Indiana Pacers, I would like to thank them.
I would like to thank them for making this fun again. I would like to thank them for shifting the focus back to basketball where it belongs once again.
You see, as of recent, there has been a question as if these new crop of NBA players has had the passion of the NBA players of the past. And although I do think it's always been there if you look closely, the 2025 Indiana Pacers has answered this question and put all doubt of this to bed. Haliburton, as far as I'm concerned, is a Pacers legend after this. And reading that post he had in the end, Indy,
Y'all got a good one. And from the looks of it, we're not going to be seeing Haliburton for a long time after this. I'm here wishing Haliburton a full and speedy recovery. We need him. We need him so the Knicks can run it back once again. You think I forgot? May 21st, 2025. I ain't never forget. It ain't over till it's over.
Knicks in 8.
I'm sorry. We do need him though. The NBA is better with players like him in it.